Hey friends, welcome back to my kitchen. I am going to go ahead and make some dinner tonight. I have been hard at work in the kitchen trying to organize a few things. And so I didn't realize how late it was, but I have a meal that I think is going to come together really quickly. You guys know that we are still in the Pantry challenge, or kind of in the first week of the Pantry challenge. I don't know when this video is going to go up, but I have some pork tenderloin that I had cut up in my freezer that I'm going to be cooking. And I think I'm just going to kind of make a Mexican dish. I don't really have a recipe for this. If it turns out good, I'll let y'all know what I did. And then what I'm going to do is kind of a Spanish rice, and honestly, I'm just going to season it the way that I feel best seasoning it, I guess. So anyway, in my Instant Pot, I have 2 cups of just white rice. I typically like to use jasmine rice, but we have had a hard time finding jasmine rice. So I think what I'm going to have to do is order some in bulk if I can on Azure Standard, because my stores lately just haven't really had them. So to that, I'm going to add some tomato juice. This is just some juice that I actually canned up when I was preserving some spaghetti sauce or tomato sauce or pasta sauce, I guess is what you call it. And so I thought I would keep this to make Spanish rice. So I'm going to go ahead and do, let's see, that is 2 cups. And then what I'm going to do, so this is about a half a cup. So I want to go ahead and do 4 cups of liquid. Alright. So I'm basically, I may just put more. It'll be okay. And then it's the pot. It'll go where it's supposed to go. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit of oil in here. I have actually never made rice in the Instant Pot, so kind of excited to see how this is going to turn out. I am going to be putting, I'm going to put a couple of teaspoons of salt in here. And the thing about it, once we get this all cooked up, you know, if I need to add something to it, I will. I'm going to put some garlic powder, about 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder to it. And then I'm going to be using this Badia Complete Seasoning. This is a Mexican seasoning, and I really, really like this. So I thought this would probably give it a good pop of flavor as well. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon of that in there. Again, y'all, this could absolutely be a flop, but we're going to try it. We're going to see. I did read some Spanish rice recipes, and most of these ingredients are in it, or the recipes that I found. I don't have the recipe in front of me. I'm just going to kind of go by memory. So I like cumin, so I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of cumin in here. And then some chili powder, just 1 teaspoon of that. And then I'm going to put some parsley flakes in here just because I'm really trying to get rid of this parsley. And so everything basically has parsley in it until this is gone. I have some that I dehydrated, but I'm trying really hard to use this up. So this, I have some Sriracha Sprinkle Seasoning Blend. I actually really, really like this. I got it from Trader Joe's. And I am going to, you know what, I'm just going to do this. There we go. Alright, I'm going to give it a good stir. Whew, lots of seasoning, but I'm going to tell you, it smells really good. Goodness. Alright, so I'm going to put this on rice. Here, let me make sure it's plugged in correctly. Here we go. Alright. Have it on the rice setting, and we're just going to let it go. I think it's all I need to do, right? Yep, so now we're going to go ahead and get our pork cut up. I'm going to just cube my pork, and then I am going to put that in a pan and just let it kind of saute. To the pork, I'm actually going to be adding, I have like a Mexican rice medley type deal. And then I have a can of salsa that I opened yesterday that we're going to put on there as well. So I thought that would kind of taste good. And then we're just going to kind of top it with cheese and put it on top of our rice. So let's go and get that pork ready. Alright guys, so my head's a little cut off here, but we have our pork tenderloin here, and we just have a couple of small pieces. It's just the end of what we had, but as I previously said, my husband does not eat meat, so this is going to be plenty for me and my girls, if they choose to eat this. So I'm just going to cut this down a little bit and into small bite-sized pizzas. Then, that sounded like I said pizzas, y'all. I meant to say pieces. Alright. And so we'll get this all cut up, and then what we'll do, I have my pan already, the oil in my pan already heating up. And so once we get done with this, it should be almost ready, if not already ready. So I think what I'm going to do is, once I cut these down into 3, I'm going to cut them again. Alright. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I think that'll be better. I don't want huge pieces. And I typically don't do like pork bites or anything like that, but I had this in the freezer. I wanted to go ahead and get rid of it. I was looking up some recipes, and I don't know, today just kind of Mexican type dish it just sounded good to me. So that's what we're gonna do. Get this all done. And then we'll get it in the pan and get it seasoned up a bit with some really good seasonings. So guys, Pantry Challenge, I have a couple of videos that I think by now, well they should already be out. But I am actually really excited about this because I printed out quite a few recipes that I'm actually really looking forward to making up. So that's one of the things with me. I get really bored with the same stuff over and over again, but then I tend to cook the same stuff over and over again. And so I'm hoping that this will kind of help me to find some new meals. So I think my oil is hot. Yes, I don't want it like so hot that it's like popping everywhere. So that is perfect. So we're gonna get that going. I'm gonna bring you over here so that you can see the seasonings that I'm putting in. Basically probably gonna be similar to the same seasonings that I put inside and put into the rice. So yeah, let me get my hands all washed up and then we will get it seasoned up. Alright y'all, so here's my pork going. I'm going to go ahead and kind of separate it a little bit. And if you see all of these candles over here, I've actually been doing a kitchen project. Cleaning out just stuff, rearranging some stuff to make it a little bit easier in the kitchen for me. And so we love candles. And I have all these candles sitting out because I'm going to be moving these to another area in the house. Alright. So guys, if you have not tried this seasoning, I don't know what you're waiting on. Listen, I try really hard to minimize my sodium. I'm sure you can't tell because I just put salt in here. But this only has 90 milligrams of sodium, y'all. 90 milligrams. I think it's pretty good. Of course, everyone's good will be different. But for me, that's actually pretty good compared to a lot of these seasonings that you see out now. Alright, so I'm putting some cumin on here. Cumin. Whatever floats your boat, say it that way. A little bit of chili powder. And again, these are just the seasonings I think of when I think of a good Mexican dish. And a little sriracha. This stuff is amazing. If you have not tried it, get you some. So I'm going to toss it around a little bit, get those seasonings on both sides. This pork is not going to take very long to cook up. One of the things that kind of inspired me to make this dish is that I opened a can of salsa last night. And I don't know if you guys are like me, but we typically do not eat a whole, jar of salsa at one time. And so we kind of tend to let our salsa go bad or just sit in the refrigerator. And I decided, again, pantry challenge, thinking about how I can do better and be better steward of my the things that I have here. I figured I could just take that and cook it into one of my meals. So rice is the pressure cooker Instapot. What is this thing called? Instapot just beat. It is actually counting down now. It was warming up. Oh, this smells so good. This smells so good, y'all. I wish y'all could smell it. It smells good. Alright, so the other thing that we're going to be using is these veggies. My neighbor gave me a whole box of these. It's just deluxe seasoned corn and beans with tomatoes, peppers, onions, and authentic Mexican seasoning. And it's actually pretty good. So I'm going to mix this in with the pork, and then like I said, we'll put this on top of our rice with some raw cheddar cheese that I got from As Your Standard that we shredded up, and then our salsa. And I think this is going to be a really, really good meal. I hope everything turns out good because sometimes, like I said, I just go with whatever seasonings come to mind and hope for the best. All right. All right. So once this is all cooked up, I'll bring you guys back and let you see what we have so far. Alright guys, so while we are waiting on our pork to go ahead and finish cooking and our rice to go ahead and finish cooking, I think what I'm going to do with these frozen veggies, I'm going to go ahead and put them in a pan by themselves because I really don't want to put this cold into the hot. I know it probably doesn't matter, but this is something I can go ahead and get going, and then we can just put everything together. So, I don't know, maybe I'll put the veggies and the rice because I know my husband will eat that. So I think that'll be good. And then we can just top, me and the girls can just top ours with the pork if they choose to, and the cheese. Now typically I would pop open like 2 bags of this, but another thing that I'm working on doing is being very conscious of how much I cook. It is only 4 of us. We don't eat a ton. And so it really makes no sense for me to open up a pack of 4 or 5 packs of something and then it just goes bad or it goes in the fridge and we don't eat it. So I'm just going to go ahead and heat these through, get them warmed up. They're pretty frozen. I'm going to put a little bit of butter in here. But other than that, they already come with the Mexican seasoning, so there's no need for me to season this. I'm going to see if it tells me. Yeah, so salt, cumin, black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, red pepper, lime flavor, coriander. So this basically has the majority of the same seasonings that I've put on everything else. I really think everything is going to mesh well together. I think it's going to be good. Now, you will notice that I did not put black pepper on this. We don't really like a whole bunch of spice. So I think the chili powder will do it, and if anyone wants something a little bit spicier or a little bit more salt or whatever, they can put that on their plate. So anyway, this should almost be done. This is going to go ahead and get started kind of thawing out a bit. And I guess you could, if you were making this dish, if you wanted to, I guess you could go ahead and put the veggies in with the rice and let it cook together. I don't see why not. And maybe I'll do that the next time if this turns out good. I can easily see this as a chicken dish. I can see it as a steak dish. So I really hope this turns out good, because this will definitely be a staple. I absolutely love Mexican. I love making my own like tacos and different stuff like that. I don't make Mexican as much as I used to. I used to make tacos like once a week. So I don't know, I've kind of got the Mexican bug again, so we'll see how this tastes. I think I'm going to go ahead and try a piece of this meat. Yeah, that's done. So as you can see, this is what it looks like. It looks yummy. Seasoning tastes yummy. So good. Oh my gosh, y'all. I think what I'm gonna do, we'll just season it, or we'll just put some cheese on it as we put it on our plate. Okay, these are starting to thaw out a little bit, so once we have everything done, I'll bring it back and let you see. Alright, so real quick though, this is some of my salsa that I was talking about. And I think what we're going to end up doing, instead of me putting it all over the pork, I'm just going to leave it to where you can put it on your, put it in your dish as you're putting it in your plate. I also wanted to say, if you are making this dish with the rice, if you don't have like a tomato juice or tomato sauce or something like that, you can easily use just a chicken broth to boil your rice in. So you don't have to have tomato juice. That's just, you know, what I had. And so, because I don't want these to burn. But yes, you can just use chicken broth. Alright, so the rice is done. And I am going to go ahead and, ooh, y'all. This looks delicious. And it smells amazing too. So, if it tastes anything like what it smells, oh my gosh. We have created a masterpiece. And honestly, like I said, I've never used the Instapot for my rice. So, seems fluffy. Let's see. I don't know how people can like take something really hot and just put it in their mouth, because it like burns my whole mouth and the roof of my mouth, and I just can't do it. So, I'm gonna blow. And it's okay if I'm blowing here. It's just me and my family eating. It's okay. Y'all. Now, for me, let me do something else. Let me try this again. Give me 1 second. I feel like I might need to turn it on for another like couple of minutes. I don't want to turn it on for too long because I don't want it mushy, but I can still kind of taste the rice flavor, and some of it's a little crunchy, I think. Hang on, let me try it. Nope, that was good. So maybe I just got a little piece of something that was, I don't know. Y'all, this is like amazing. All right, our veggies are good and cooked. I'm gonna throw those right in here. Oh, it smells so good. All right, so I'm gonna plate some of this up, give it a taste, and let you all know how it turned out. All right, so as you can see, I have some plated up already. I'm going to take some of my salsa, put it on there. Actually, I'm gonna take some of my cheese first. And y'all, my cheese is kind of clumped together because it was one of the blocks that I have from As Your Standard, and I had it in the freezer, and so it's no big deal. Once you get it out of there, all you gotta do is kind of crumble it up, and that's fine. All right, so I'm gonna get some of my salsa, and this is salsa that I canned up, I wanna say, maybe it was in summertime. And I will tell you guys, this salsa, I did not use homegrown tomatoes. I typically kind of like my salsa from the canned tomatoes. I actually got the idea from Cassandra over at Becoming a Farm Girl. I think that's her. I think that's it. If I can find the video, I'll put it in there, but I will tell you, it kind of changed my life. We've gone through this salsa. It's delicious. So part of it was because I just didn't have a great tomato harvest. So I had to choose tomato sauce or salsa. And so I chose tomato sauce. Now, this year, I'm hoping for a huge tomato harvest. If I have a huge tomato harvest, that may change. So anyway, let's give it a try. I kind of put everything together. It looks delicious and it smells delicious. All of the individual components are delicious. So, God bless this food in Jesus' name. Amen. I have to pray over the food, y'all. I'm tasting the food without praying over it. Y'all. Oh my gosh. This is so good. I'm gonna let one of my daughters taste this. Hey. Oh my gosh, come taste this. Over here, not in the camera. Let me get you. Let me get you some. With the rice and everything. It's hot. It's hot. Okay. Is it good? Even with the rice? And this is the one that typically does not like rice. Was it good? Yum. That's chicken? That's pork. So this was a winner. I used pork that I had in my freezer. I used rice that I have in my stash or in my pantry. I used salsa that we had in our pantry, and then y'all, these veggies, the corn and all that stuff, I have probably about 15-20 packages of those, so we are trying to get through those. They are very good. It's just I just didn't use them. So anyway, it is so good, y'all. So anyway, thanks guys so much for being here. And I will see you guys back when I make my next dish. Thank y'all so much. Make it a great day. Bye, friends.